All right, everybody. So I did tell myself there would be like pretty much one more session to finish this piece. I'm not that close, but we're gonna try to get this done as fast as we can. Now I did notice. Well, what is that? What the heck is that layer showing? Okay, I want to have the group selected. So I did notice that when I was zoomed out, looking at the thumbnail, her body looks kind of compressed and dwarf-like, so I think I want to stretch it out a little bit. When I'm close up, it looks fine, but sometimes my eyes kind of fool me, and maybe things are a little bit too compressed. So I am going to kind of stretch her out, elongate her a little bit, just slightly like that. And I think that will make a bit of a difference here. So I'm going to, just a little bit, and I think that was enough for me to just a little bit. I might move the chin a little bit. So I'm actually going to just get in here and work on the line art because the color is like there generally in place where it should be. And I'm going to just take a black brush, make it kind of small, and just get this as cleaner. Doesn't have to be perfect, but cleaner. I want to have a nice brush size. I think that'll do. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. Actually, no, I think that'll do. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think this will do. Okay, so let's just get in there and finish. And we'll keep it loose, Okay, gotta remember to scoot back. So I am reading the book, as you guys, if you guys heard one of my previous videos, I'm reading the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It's really quite inspiring, what this man can do. I used to kind of question David Goggins because I knew he would do crazy feats of athleticism and mental endurance. And I didn't realize it came from military training. When I heard he did Navy SEAL training, I'm like, okay. But now in the book, he kind of describes it, and it's really nuts, the kind of stuff that he's doing, and the kind of stuff that they test you to be a Navy SEAL, because they want you, as a one of the most respected military branches to have that extreme mental resilience. And David Goggins is leveraging that experience and trying to bring it to the normal layman like me, who is maybe struggling with his own personal demons. And I definitely have my own personal demons. I definitely have them, and that's why the book is kind of resonating with me. That's why I picked up the book in the first place, to kind of understand what makes this guy tick. Because could I get through Hell Week as I am now? Absolutely not. Not I'm not physically conditioned. That's one thing. But he's talking about the mental game, and have I been strong at that historically in life? No, I've been a person who's been riddled with anxiety. I've given up, on things. I don't have a strong work ethic. These are all weaknesses that I can take a look in the mirror and just tell myself, these things need to be better. And how are we gonna accomplish that? And Goggins is kind of showing me not a way, but his way rather. And I read a lot of people, different authors. I like the Catholic saints, and they have their own ways of the end goal of Christianity is the cross. And what does that mean? It means there's a mental game there too. You to live in love, self-sacrifice. There's a game of mental resilience there too. Maybe game is the wrong word, but there has to be that element to it. So that's something I've been kind of absorbing as I read the book. I'm gonna zoom in a little further. I really just improvise with my eraser and just kind of get these places, place all these strokes where I think they need to be. I'm gonna push her chin a little bit flatter. Push it forward a little bit. Since we elongated her, it kind of made the chin not how I intended. Since she's looking up, I kind of want the bottom plane of the chin to be visible in like the shading. And then I'm gonna get in there and kind of do the eyes a little bit. Or maybe I'll just keep it like this, like kind of just reduce the amount of detail in there and then leave that to the color layer, maybe. I think that might be okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna just leave to the color layer. I'm gonna keep mirroring and notice if there's anything glaring. Like here, I noticed, okay, the head shape can be fixed. A little bit more round on the other side, a little flatter on the other side. Yeah, that looks a little better. Get little ornaments in her hair. Okay, the hand shape is kind of wrong here. So let's figure that out. Might be just too much to the side. I think the thumb muscle might be too big. Yeah. The thumb is off. These are things this is why mirroring is important. Mirroring gives you a fresh look. I'm really bad at like having a fresh look. Like once I draw something, it's like, okay, that looks fine, and even if it's like way off, I don't fix it. So it's important that I mirror and take a look at the things that can be possibly fixed. A little bit confusing right now, the anatomy of this hand. Yeah, I think I just made the thumb muscle too big. Okay. I'm gonna rotate this thumb down a little bit. Again, such a nice thing to have a selection tool coming from Procreate Dreams with no selection tool. So crazy that it doesn't have that. How's her face look? I think it looks okay. I do think the position relative to the neck does look a little bit off. I think the neck could be further back a little bit here, but I think I'll just cover it with hair. Actually, no. I don't want to get too particular about that. I mean, it looks fine. I like the green sketch layer. I kind of like how it looks. And I think what I'm going to do with that is sort of integrate it into the color layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm going to turn it into a multiply layer so I can keep some of the shading that I did in there. Right there. Multiply. Yeah. And I might even merge it with the color layer. Yeah. Because we got some like cool stuff going on in it. And we'll kind of just use that because we have some shading in there, and I think we'll just kind of use it. It's nice to have. I'm gonna go ahead and merge that down. This is kind of a risk, but we're gonna do it. We're just trying to wind down here, get this done. Okay. Now the question is, like, looking at the line art, like, is it clean enough? Like, is this enough to work with, right? I don't think we're there yet. So I'm just gonna I gotta go up and down, look at overall shapes. More a little bit here. And then here, I think we gotta change the angle of this leg to come that way. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Okay, gonna get that angle there. And let's clean up some of this stuff here, these little decorations. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I might just do this more in the color layer, but just enough that it doesn't look like super awkward. And I might even like erase it, reduce the opacity a little bit, just so, yeah, just so that we can focus more on the color layer when doing these little designs. Yeah, kind of just reduce that. Reduce is a word that I like lately, specifically because I've been watching cooking videos and I learned how to reduce sauces and onions, like when you just have water and you kind of let it boil out to let the flavors come out more with less water, and it's been really satisfying. I'm gonna zoom out all the way again. Yeah, she doesn't look as like scrunched up as she did because I stretched out her body very slightly. So yeah, it looks pretty nice there. So I'm just kind of looking at places where we can like make the line more clear. But yeah, going back to Goggins' book, I really kind of should think about it more, because I mean it's really great. It's a really great story. But the thing is, Goggins' book, I mean, after every chapter, he talks about a challenge that you can do, and you can even make it like a daily practice. Like one of them being like the accountability mirror, like look at yourself in the mirror. It's a classic mental practice, psychological practice where you can like kind of look at yourself in the mirror and kind of be real with yourself, right? That's one of them. Another one being like taking inventory of like your weaknesses. No, I don't remember all of them. There are 3 so far, and I just need to go back and look at my notes on it. Yeah. But the fact that I don't remember them is already a bad sign. Like I want to be able to remember and kind of practice the stuff that he's sharing in his book, because there's no point in reading a book and like kind of getting stuff from it if you're not going to use it. So. So I'm going to try to utilize the stuff that I'm reading from him. Same thing. Like I got Mamba Mentality 2 from Kobe Bryant, which is another one of those, master of the game psychological books. And he talks a lot about the details of his process. But Kobe's writing is a lot more simple. I know that before he passed away, he was like getting into writing and storytelling. He's a pretty good teacher. But it is a very simple style, and something about this that's off. But Kobe's, like, the psychological aspect of Kobe's book does not feel quite as deep as Goggins. Not that Kobe didn't have to dig deep, during NBA training, but the digging deep that you have to do during something like Navy SEALs Hell Week, it just sounds just total insanity. And I think the hyperbole of reading that is kind of eye-opening, because when I hear about Kobe's training, like he's trying to optimize rest, right? Like he did talk about sacrificing sleep for the sake of his family, and understanding like when to take naps and stuff. And it's about optimizing performance. But in the military training, the Navy SEAL training, they're trying to break you. They're trying to break you down until you're bleeding, sandy. They're really trying to torture you, and it's like not an understatement to say that they're trying to torture you. And let me find her sleeve here. Yeah, it's like gonna be like this, and then the sleeve is gonna, depending on, I think, yeah, it's gonna be like kind of like right there, starting there, and this fold in the clothes maybe just gonna come down this way under the armpit there, and kind of cinch the fabric a little bit right there. I was thinking that this would be kind of a sash in a way, this little thing. So I don't want to put a... Do I put a belt buckle on it? No, I don't think the belt buckle quite works. Should it be tied in the back? You know, something like that? No. Some kind of tassel on the side, you know, just as an accessory. Maybe on both sides to keep it symmetrical. Something like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just accentuating it a little bit. Because it looks too simple as a... something like that. Yeah, something simple like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring the tassel back down, this tassel here. Sort of erase some things. Reduce the opacity here. I think we're getting to a point now where we can kind of go back and forth between the color layer now. So yeah, this looks clean, cleaner than earlier, but I think it's to the point where we can get into that color layer and start painting a little bit. So we're just gonna find colors. We're gonna use our gonna sort of improvise our color palette here. Yeah, I did draw some of those green lines for the magic there, but I think we're gonna change that up. And I'm gonna train myself to use the smudging tool a little bit with a little bit of finesse. You know, I don't use it much, but we're gonna learn. I'm gonna use a little bit of red for shadow. I was using like this purplish, desaturated purple reddish, but I think I want to make it more red. And where's our light source? I think a light source coming from like here, like slightly in front of her. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So I think what I'll do, we're gonna do another multiply layer. I think I'm gonna brighten this a little bit. Brightness up very slightly. Saturation up. Do we turn the saturation up? Very slightly. I don't want to oversaturate. I tend to oversaturate my drawings. So we'll do that. Kind of check. Yeah, I think that was just enough. And we are going to do another layer. I don't do this much anymore, but I think it does speed up the process for me. Because I've been trying to train myself to like just pick the right colors right away. But I think it will just help if I just do a multiply layer. Or even an overlay layer and just do shading that way. Overlay layers help me keep some color saturation if I use like some different darks. So we'll think about what color. The theme of this is blue and green and teal. So a cool color for shading, I think that will work, is like blue or purplish maybe. And I think I'll just take this and bring my brush size up and just kind of throw in some shading. Yeah, like that. No, you know what? I think it should be a multiply layer actually, because I'm not getting strong enough shadows on some of these. So I'm gonna erase what's here and just pick a slightly softer, like lavender. Yeah, I think lavender works. Maybe more reddish, pinkish. And then now we'll get in there and start, you know, throwing in some where I think shadows might be, and kind of blending them using the smudger. Okay, here we go. Whoops, wrong layer. Eye color, I guess we'll keep it brown, but maybe with some green. Yeah, brown with like green highlights, you know, reacting to the magic. I actually don't like this color that I chose for the skin. I think this color that I had is fine. Yeah, this color that I had is fine. Let's get in there and do some teeth. when I use white, I want to make sure that I'm getting a true white, and I have to go to the classic view to get to the very top of there, grab that white. Teeth, eyes. And then we'll do brown. And eyes look dead if you don't put in the highlight, so we will get a highlight in there. The expression looks off, so I'm gonna add in a couple eyelashes down here. Okay. I'm gonna be switching back and forth between layers. We're gonna refine that little chain. Get a nice small brush here. What's really interesting in this process is that I'm seeing, it really depends on how much I'm paid, right? So the only reason I'm trying to kind of rush to finish this right now is because I set a price that I felt was a fair price, but it does set a time limit on how much time I can spend, and that's a good thing. It's like giving myself an arbitrary deadline. I don't want to spend too much on this, because I want to keep the price like reasonable for the customer too, because I feel like for this particular piece that I'm drawing, it may take me maybe 3 more hours to get this to where I think I know I could make it, but I only really have like maybe I've already gone overtime, I think. So I'm just gonna try to make it the best I can as fast as I can. So we're gonna get in there, and I'm really improvising between using the color layer and the line layer. Let's just erase that. No, you know what? I need to grab this color. Yeah, I need to do the 2-value scale. Let's actually focus on that right now, and not get distracted by other things. So let's get in there and do my shading. Whoops, we gotta keep the color. Let's not get distracted. Keep the color. Oh, you know what? I should just do it in this view. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, this is what I've done before. Wow. Could have saved time. I have to remember the process of illustration. I think some of these colors are too dark. Yeah. Use a color drop there. Yeah, lighten it up a little bit. Yeah, lighten it up. Yeah, that's okay right there. Let's get under the hair here, shade a little bit there. Are we going to put any shading on the face? Maybe a little bit on the nose there. A little bit under here. making this thing pretty rough right now. So let's smudge. What? Oh. Oh, I see. Smudge. How's this looking? It's looking okay. There's not really much shading here in the front, so just get a little bit in there. A little bit of cast shadow in there, underneath the tassels, a little bit right under here. And is there going to be much shading at all here in the front? I think I should just do that with the color layer, since it's not really a shadow. Okay. Okay, this is pretty good. Okay, now let's bring the color layer back and see what kind of effect it had. And I think in order for me to see the effect, I do need to just brighten it even more. I don't want to lose the color of her skin. Maybe I don't have to brighten it so much as, maybe just very slightly, but just kind of color drop into the cape here, because this color is so dark. Let's actually lose the multiply and take this color here. I'm thinking fast right now. I'm on a time crunch. So let's get in here. Let's lower the threshold. Yeah, just get the cape. Yeah, we don't want to color drop the whole thing. Just get the sort of immediate areas. Yeah. Okay. Alright, now let's just paint. Everything's looking really rough, but I'm just gonna paint my way to completion now. I might even merge. Oh no. Do we want to merge the shadow layer? We can. I'll keep it separate for now. No, we can. Yeah, my eyes are kind of just exploring the whole thing and finding things to fix. So here I think the lines are too thick on the cape. So we can just sort of make that thinner. Yeah, this style of line art is way different from the inking brush I normally use. In this piece, you guys have seen longer bouts of concentration, lot more thinking than when I'm doing animation. I wonder why. I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure why. What is different? I think it's because I'm taking a more explorative approach. A process that I'm not used to, because normally if I, in illustration commissions, I will just take a commission and then I'll do like, very simple base colors, two value shading, and inking brush, like very basic manga and anime coloring. More like anime coloring, because manga coloring, they'll use Copics and they'll try to do some shading and blending, but In anime, it's just two values really. So here I'm pushing myself a little bit, because in the last Dragon Girl commission, I felt that I could have a higher standard, and I'm actually trying to hit that standard with this one. I didn't want to shy away from that challenge that I saw that was possible, but it's an unfamiliar process to me, so gotta get used to it. Okay. Yeah, I'm shading within the line art layer, and I gotta use discretion on when to do that. Oops. Make sure I'm keeping it black. Oh, this is the shoulder pad. Okay. Do we put a little bit more ornate design here? We can do that while coloring. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe even here on the belt too. Something like that. Keep it symmetrical. I have to understand where the center line is. It's probably like right over here. Okay. A lot of thinking for this piece. Very little planning. Okay. I think I'm going to call it. I do got to head back inside. So I will talk to you guys later. But I think this is a lot of progress, and we'll just keep going with it. We want to finish soon. Talk to you guys later. God bless. Bye-bye.